golfers, welcome to my studio here at Staden Heights Golf Club. We're doing a review today on two drivers. The first one is the TaylorMade M1 driver, which is new out on the market, and also the Great Big Bertha Epic Sub-Zero driver by Callaway Golf, which again is new out onto the market. So a lot of good players using these drivers at the moment, and we're getting some really good numbers from them. We have been seeing some great numbers amongst the members that have been trialling them, and today we want to give that a go for me to try them and see what the numbers come out from Trackman, and see if we can help you make a decision on which is the right driver moving forward for you. So let's give it a go and see what numbers we get. Okay, the TaylorMade M1 driver, what do we think? Gotta say, really impressed with the feel of it. I think it feels fantastic. It feels very soft off the face, and I felt like I could really work the club. The club looks very similar from the top to the old one, but what they've done this time is they've taken out about 40%. So they've got 40% more graphite in the top of the head. Okay, so which means that they've put more weight into the bottom of the club, which ultimately lowers the center of gravity point and allows you to get the ball a little bit more airborne, so get it up in the air a little bit more. You know, in comparison, I didn't hit the old one particularly well, so I was really impressed when I actually hit this one. I felt like I could actually get a really good flight out of it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the numbers from it anyway from this, but it feels good. The head on the bottom, should we say, we've got about 30 grams of weight that's movable, so you can move it higher or lower depending on the weight. Putting it further back puts it higher in the air, bringing it further forward will lower your ball flight a little bit. And we've also got our fade and draw bar as well, which can help you keep the ball from moving one way or another. The sleeve going into the head is very similar to the old one, so pretty much exactly the same. So you can keep it at standard loft, or you can move it lower or higher in that side of it. The shaft is there's lots of different shafts out there that you can get in this particular club, but for this demo one, we've got the Mitsubishi shaft in here, which is a stiff flex for me to try. Yeah, looking forward to getting the numbers. Let's give it a go. Callaway Great Big Bertha Epic Sub-Zero driver. Okay, the difference between the two drivers you will see is in the Epic driver you'll see a rail on the back which can be moved from draws to fades, whatever type of shot that you're looking to try and play. In the Sub-Zero we don't have that, but what we do have is two weights that are movable in the front and back of this club. So more weight, the heavier weight being put in the front would keep the ball flight a little bit lower for us. Put more weight in the back so you can switch them, put more weight in the back, and that will create more height for us. The main feature for this driver really is this jailbreak technology. So basically what you have, you can see here these two pins that are in the back, or the bottom. So they basically are two rods that come up inside the face. The idea is that when the driver hits the golf ball, it does actually create this sort of expands here, and the idea is that they've tried to control that as best they can by putting these two rods in to secure that. What they're saying is that it should create more ball speed off the face. Okay, we'll see that in a minute if the numbers show that. Very similar to the TaylorMade is that there's a lot of carbon in this head. There's a lot of graphite in this head. So again, the idea is to take the weight out of the head, out of the crown, and put it more into the sole, which creates a little bit more loft for us. So again, very similar technology to what we're seeing in the TaylorMade. Sleeve has a lot of movable adjustment. This one has, you can move it up and down a number. You can put some draws and keep it on standard. But yeah, so very similar to a lot of the Callaway stuff that you see. The shaft is again 65 gram S, so very similar weighting into what I'm seeing in the TaylorMade. So they should perform somewhat the same, I suppose. But we'll give it a go and see what they're doing. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let's give it a go and see what it can do. Right, let's look at the numbers, shall we? So looking at these numbers down here, we've got the first three tee shots are from the TaylorMade M1 driver, and then the second three are going to be from the Sub-Zero. Looking at what's interesting is I generally, with my normal driver, I'm sort of around the sort of 240, 250 mark carry-wise anyway, so I'm not a big hitter. My club head speed is around sort of the 100 100 mile an hour mark, which you can see down here. It's around 98 there. So 244 shot one, ball speed 148 mile an hour. The spin rate is a bit high for me. I like to get it, ideally you should be looking to spin it around the sort of 2.2, between 2.2 and 2.5 is probably about my best. Carry 144, club head speed 98, and total distance 260. Height 114 feet, which isn't bad. It was a bit spinny. Again, 245 yard carry for the second shot with the M1 driver. Spin rate again is at 3.3, so that's just picked up a little bit. Notice that the spin rate picks up, height picks up there a little bit. Carry 245, so only a yard or so more, and then only 258 total. Club head speed picked up a couple of miles an hour. Then, which ultimately picked up ball speed as well, actually there. Then we move on to the third shot. Again, spin rate is around 3.2. I'd like to try and drop that down a little bit if we possibly could. Again, moving the weights around in this drive would probably help that. 243 carry, and then 259. So my club head speed there was 101, but my carry with the M1 is around the sort of 243 to 245 mark. Total distance around 260. Okay, so then we move up to the Sub-Zero, and straight away you can see there that my spin rates have dropped significantly from the M1. Then ultimately my carry distance has gone up again by about 13 yards. 13 yards if I take my best one, which was 245, to now 258 carry. So I've picked up 13 yards in the air with the Sub-Zero. My club head speed got up there a little bit more with that shaft, maybe got up to 105. My total distance jumping from, what was I, 260 to now 274. So again, I picked up 14 yards over the M1 with a Sub-Zero. Second shot was spin rate was 2.9, so picked up a little bit. That meant my height just picked up a little bit more there. Carry again 253, which is good for me, and 268 was my carry my total distance for that shot. The last shot was my best shot. This was, again, spin rate is about right for me, so that was at 2,500 RPMs. Carry distance picked up to 259, so that for me is good, really good. And then 281 total yardage, which for me is a significant increase for me to want to make a change. So my feeling is that for me the Sub-Zero works better. I'd be really interested to see how these numbers compare when we move the weights around and go from there. But ultimately, as you can see there, with a very similar setup in the two clubs, the Sub-Zero is hands down beating the M1. So positive result for Callaway Golf. Okay, so just to conclude on today's experiments, the TaylorMade M1 versus the Sub-Zero Epic Sub-Zero by Callaway Golf. They both feel great. They both feel really good. I'm really impressed. Probably best looking one, I would say, for me personally, is the Callaway. I'm not 100% sure about the sort of white and black movements there. I like the sort of look of the Callaway. But the ultimate winner from yardage and feel and everything comes down, it's got to be the Callaway for me. It's something I'm definitely going to look to put in my golf bag. It's definitely beating what I'm currently using, and an extra few yards is always good for anybody. So come and see me. If you want to have a little look at a few drivers, compare it against your own driver. I'm pretty sure there's one that can beat it out there with the modern technology. And yeah, give us a call and let's get you booked in and see what we can do for you. Thanks for watching, and look forward to catching up with you soon.